Wow. Can you believe it? How long has it been? 10, 11 years? And yet here we are. Can you believe the chances they took to make this? And yet here we are. I cannot begin to describe how amazing this experience was. And I don't have a script. I'm not looking at anything, I'm just saying this from the bottom of my heart. This was an amazing experience. Do you really think for a second that I'll miss it? No, not at all. All these years, the dreams that we've all had for this franchise. And now it's at an end. And I am so happy that everything went well. The success, the box office records, all the adoring fans. Yeah, you and me, we got to experience it all together. So here we are. I don't know what else to say. But one thing I do know is that it was a hell of a ride. Now, before we get into the movie itself, we definitely want to talk about the experience. Now, like many of you, I was watching the live stream of the massive, awesome Hollywood premiere. Oh man, it was exciting to see all those stars. And, well, a small creator like me could only dream of one day being able to meet them and interview them. But you know, with all honesty, my personal experience, I wouldn't trade it for any Hollywood star. Why? Because I got to interact with you, the fans.
So we're super excited. Got to meet some nice fans. Everybody's really happy.
Yeah, right.
Can't wait to go see it.
Yeah, these are the type of memories we'll never forget. And you know, many of the fans that I met, they didn't even know each other. This is what the MCU brings to the table. People of any diversity, just drawing from the love they have for comic books. With all the political issues and everyone just fighting, the fans, we all stayed together. Well, if you haven't seen it yet, you'll be glad to know that they did. Every character had their time to shine. Hulk, Thor, Captain America, everybody. The new characters, the old characters, we loved them all. And I will say, as somebody who deeply, deeply loves the character of Steve Rogers, they did right by him. They sure did. The story was phenomenal, the acting was incredible, everyone played their hearts out. Thanos. Man, that guy's evil. I hate that guy. I wanted him to... Well, he's a bad, bad man. I suppose many of us in the first film kind of saw where it was coming from. No, not in this movie. In this movie, he was straight up evil. And you want to see the Avengers triumph over him. Whether they do or not, well, you're going to have to wait and see. But I'll tell you something. I'll never forget the name Thanos. And I don't think anyone else ever will. And I gotta say, the musical score was incredible. It had all the right notes, it sounded amazing, and it didn't sound like a rehash of the last films. Of course, you got to see the Avengers theme music and some of the old ones, but the new music sounded incredible. It was an amazing score. And the fans were incredible. They were cheering, we were all cheering, we were crying, we were laughing, we were doing it all. We were feeling it all together. Wow. And I will say that the character Brie Larson plays, Captain Marvel, they didn't shove her down our throats. I know there's a lot of issues with her, but I enjoyed her. She wasn't shoved down our throats, she had her part, and she played it well. So there's nothing to worry about there. And as tradition dictates, Stan Lee of course makes a cameo, and he did really well. It's always going to hurt me every time I see him because I miss him, but he's in it, and I hope that is in it for many years to come. I was really wondering how the movie would tackle how everyone would handle half of the population being destroyed, well, be turning to dust, and they did that really well. And you can see the pain, the hurt in Tony Stark, the hurt in Steve Rogers, and of course in Scarlet Witch, and just everybody. Oh, it's heartbreaking. But again, this is the Avengers, and it was amazing. There's so much to talk about, but I can't right now. I need to make a spoiler section. So, I'll wrap it up this way. This movie is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. I don't want to overhype it, it was just amazing. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it, and then come back and watch the rest of this video. Because I'm definitely going to dive into spoilers right now. So, without further ado, let's hit the trailer and we'll get right into it. Yeah, right!
On April 26th.
There are different circumstances. This would be totally awesome.
Summer begins
It's time to live up to our name. This is our Hail Mary.
with the Endgame.
You know your teams, you know your missions. Look out for each other. Oh, God.
What's up, regular size man?
Avengers Endgame. Rated PG-13. Tickets on sale now.
Okay, I got like a bazillion questions. What the hell? Okay, so let's get the time traveling thing right. So, is Loki alive or dead? Because I've got a million questions, a million theories, and I have no idea. Stupid jacket, stay there. It's a jacket I bought. Okay. So, from my understanding, the whole Terminator, killing someone in the past, bringing him back, that doesn't work. Because Hulk says that it doesn't undo it, so since Loki was dead, then he left with the Tesseract, even though they went back in time and got the Tesseract anyway, he's still alive, because his future isn't written. No fates for what we make, or something like that. It was so good to see Gamora alive, so let's get this straight. Now, okay, let's start from the beginning. They decide that they're going to go back in time, steal the time stones, then just return it back to where they stole it. But of course they want to snap back everyone to life. Great, that makes sense. Now during the 5 years, or was it 4? Doesn't matter, I think it was 5. During the 5 years, we see that Thor didn't handle things really well. He let himself go and... oh, poor guy. So drunk. But it was kind of hilarious seeing him on the Xbox and all that. It was really cool to see them in Avengers 1 when they're going back in time. And I gotta say... Captain America, fighting Captain America, best thing I've ever seen in my life. It was so funny. I could do this all day. I know you can. Classic. One question I did have was, when Doctor Strange returned and he was just staring at Stark and he was just pointing, with his hand. I didn't realize this, but now I know that was just representing, we only have one shot. One shot. And that's in reference to what he spoke about. So that was really cool. It was amazing to see everybody come back to life, everyone returning. And, I really like how they fleshed out Hulk more. It was really well done, the responsibility that he had. And, Steve Rogers, he was totally the best character in the movie. I love him, he's always been my favourite. And he's worthy! Steve Rogers is worthy! I knew it, we all knew he would be worthy. Yeah! Now, I have read some people a little bit confused about Gamora. Okay, let's just make this real quick. So, basically, when Thanos went into the future, because he brought the past Gamora, because there's also past Thanos, they're all in the back, in the past, they went into the future. That's why Gamora's alive. She's not the Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxies. She's the Gamora from maybe a few years before. When Thanos was looking for the Time Stone? One of those stones, I can't remember. Which begs the question, how is she going to get back with Quill? Well, I'm going to have to say, he's going to have to frame her for some crime, and they should all meet each other in prison again, and just redo it. Something like that. I really love seeing the characters argue about time travel because, let's face it, none of us know what really happens. Like, we don't know how it works. So, it was pretty good to see them just argue about it. It was pretty hilarious. Now, of course, there are some serious things that happen. We've lost some major characters. Scarlett Johansson doesn't look like she'll be coming back. I thought she'll get her own movie. But now Black Widow's gone. And that's really sad. Sure, she can have a prequel or something, but it's really sad to know that the MCU won't be there without her. And, yeah. I don't even have a script or notes. I'm really doing this off the top of my head. Yeah. So Thanos figured out what happened. Being able to discern everything, knowing that they were coming back to try to undo what they did. It was so really scary, The direction they took with Thor, at first I kind of like, why'd they have to make him fat, and so on. But, he did a lot of character building, and it was nice to see him with his mum again. That really got me deep in the heart. To see whatever happens in the future, it's going to be really interesting. And speaking of the future, Cap's gone. He's gone now. And I just can't picture of a world without him. But I loved it. I loved that he had a satisfying life, going back, spending time with his woman. Had a family, probably. And you could see in his face satisfaction. He was old, grey hair, and he was satisfied. He got his last dance and got married. Yeah. To see that pure happiness, it's just the face of wholesomeness. But sadly, Tony Stark is gone. I think all of us knew that he was going to go. Robbie Downey Jr., thank you so much for playing him. Thank you so much for taking a chance. You believed in this project from the start. You did good by us, the fans. Thanks, buddy. I know you'll never see this, and I know I'm just a silly talking dog that makes reviews for some reason, but thank you. Thank you from all of us. I don't know what's going to happen in the future of the MCU. I know that many fans are getting upset, worried about the direction, about this, I suppose, political correct culture and things like that. But at the end of the day, we have what we wanted. 10 years of hard work, of passion. The Russo brothers did right by us. This movie had everything. It had a great story, great heroes, great villain. It was the perfect example of good triumphing over evil. I mean, sure, who wouldn't have loved to see the X-Men appear? But I'm not worried about the future of the MCU. I'm just not. I feel, as a fan, complete. We got our closure. We got a great story. And we got to say goodbye to some heroes. Yeah. I don't know how he's gonna do as the new Captain America. But it doesn't matter. Steve Rogers is still alive. He could mentor him. He doesn't have to be a main forefront, but we know that he's got plenty of years left until he dies of old age, a satisfied man. But there is one question that I've been wondering. Did he have to, watch everything happen, then sneak his way behind a tree, and then sit on that bench, Forrest Gump style? That's kind of hilarious to me. He's just gotta hide, like this, like... Okay, I'm sitting here. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. No end credits, no Galactus unfortunately, but, well, that's okay. This was my second time watching it. The footage that you saw earlier was my first time yesterday, and I watched it again. This episode, this review, I made sure that I would return for Avengers. How couldn't I? I don't make videos that often. I have a lot going on and it's not always easy. But I will always return for you. For you. Even if only one of you watches this, even if only one shares, it doesn't matter to me. I just want to entertain. And maybe we'll learn a thing or two about films. But all I know today is a victory. For fans, for filmmakers, for the actors. And I just want to say to all of you, thank you. Thank you for all you've done for us. Actors is... You guys have a hard job. To convey a story and emotions the way you did. Not anyone can do it. But you did. And we're all very grateful for that. Thank you all so very much for watching this video. I know it wasn't the most hardcore in-depth review that I've done, but this isn't from the top of my head, and I just wanted to speak from the heart. So thank you all, and I will see you very, very soon. I don't know what I'm going to review next. Maybe something that hasn't gotten that much love lately. We'll have to see. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, right.
See you all very soon. Easter egg much, right?
Yeah,